mercredi 12 novembre était un jour exceptionnel pour les joueurs de World of Warcraft. C'est en effet dans la nuit de mercredi à jeudi qu'a été mise en vente la nouvelle extension du jeu, Wrath of the Lich King. Plusieurs magasins avaient prévu une ouverture nocturne ainsi que quelques animations pour marquer l'événement, et les fans se mettaient en condition pour le continent gelé de Norfandre avec une attente dans un froid glacial. Et à partir de minuit 1, des milliers de joueurs venus de toutes les contrées ont enfin pu accéder au loot épique, une copie du jeu, souvent accompagnée de superbes goodies.
J'ai acheté le jeu normal, pas la version collector, et je suis reparti finalement avec un jeu de plateau assez énorme, en cadeau.
J'achète l'extension, n'est-ce pas, et 2 figurines pour compléter ma collection.
Ça se passe très bien, les gens sont très contents déjà d'acheter le jeu. Effectivement, ils viennent avec un ticket gagnant, parce que le ticket perdu, ils gagnent rien. Ils viennent avec un ticket gagnant qui sont mis dans la file d'attente, et après ils ont un DVD cinématique, une version collector du jeu, ou des starter packs de Upper Deck, ou des jeux de plateau, World of Warcraft ou Warcraft 3, donc ils sont plutôt très contents, ils repartent avec le jeu et un goodies supplémentaire.
Même si tout le monde n'aura pas réussi à se procurer une version collector, la joie se lisait sur tous les visages.
C'est pas un jeu, c'est une émotion, c'est une suite d'émotions, c'est de la peur, c'est de l'envie, c'est de la joie, c'est l'esprit d'équipe, c'est le rire quand on part en instance, et puis qu'on meurt tous avec le sourire aux lèvres, alors qu'on réussit après des semaines après avoir foiré. C'est d'exultation, c'est la suite d'une longue quête d'espérance, de chacun jouer son rôle, chacun fait ses conneries, et puis on finit finalement par y arriver tous ensemble. On joue tout seul, on joue en équipe, mais on joue toujours avec les mêmes émotions qu'on a aujourd'hui, des émotions qu'on aura demain. Et pour moi, le synonyme du jeu, c'est, je sais pas si je l'ai dit, j'ai parlé d'émotions déjà.
Moi, je suis pas partisane, j'aime pas trop quêter, donc j'espère que ce sera agréable, que ce sera joli, étonnant. Plein de petits familiers à gagner. Je suis une accro des familiers. Voilà, c'est tout.
On savait qu'il y avait énormément de gens qui voulaient absolument jouer à la nouvelle extension de World of Warcraft. On avait fait le lancement l'année dernière sur Burning, donc on savait pertinemment qu'il y aurait beaucoup de monde. Et ça se passe exactement comme on voulait, c'est-à-dire il y a plein de gens qui attendent, ils sont contents, tout se passe bien, voilà.
Il était aussi possible pour les fans de rencontrer Michael Gilmartin, directeur des services plateformes mondiaux, et John Lagrave, producteur senior sur le jeu, afin d'obtenir une dédicace. Nous avons d'ailleurs pu nous entretenir avec ce dernier quelques heures avant le lancement.
Wrath of the Lich King is our new expansion for World of Warcraft. It is a expansion that allows you to explore the frozen north of Azeroth, the continent of Northrend, wherein you'll be able to go to level 80. We've created a new hero class, so you'll be able to play the Death Knight, starting at level 55. We have a very unique and interesting experience wherein you'll first start out as a minion, a Death Knight of Arthas. Arthas is the king that we introduced in Warcraft 3, who killed his father and assumed the throne of Lordaeron and then destroyed it. You'll be able to face Arthas in Northrend, finally challenge that very powerful, evil man, undead man in that world. We have a new trade skill, inscriptions, so you'll be able to apply glyphs now to your character that will enhance their talents and abilities. Inscribers can also make scrolls, which are a temporary buff for players. We have a new character customization called the Barbershop, so you can change hairstyles and facial appearance and all that, so you can customize the look of your character. We have an achievement system which allows you to track the success of your character, so you can see just what you've done in the world of Azeroth. So we have a dozen dungeons to explore. We have 3 raids to play in. We have a new battleground. We have vehicles. We have destructible buildings. We have a ton of awesome stuff for Wrath. The Death Knight hero class, you start out as a level 55, and the way that's created is that you need to have a level 55 character on the realm. You'll be able to create this Death Knight hero class, and you first start out as a Death Knight, just like the ones that are in Warcraft 3 if you play the real-time strategy game. But you're under the control of Arthas. Arthas was, again, the very powerful king who killed his father, fell under the sway of the Lich King, and you're part of that group. You play for 3 levels. It's a fantastic new questing storyline. It's probably one of the best things we've ever done. Eventually you'll break control from Arthas. You'll be able to be your own. And so, Horde or Alliance, you'll be able to be a Death Knight and explore the rest of the world. So you'll be about level 58 when that happens, and then you'll be progressing up through the rest of the game. We did rethink, at first, the rating system. Our whole rating philosophy has changed for Wrath of the Lich King. One of the things that we've always wanted is for everyone to enjoy our game. Sometimes it's very hard to get 25 people together, you know, from your guild to play that night to go do Black Temple. What we've done in Lich King is we've made it such that you can go in as a 10-man group and go raid a dungeon. Now, the loot tables, what you get as rewards, are different from a 10-man versus a 25-man. The 25-man get some more better gear. But you as a player, if you're frustrated in it that you can't get enough folks together, you can now see that content. It's fantastic. We're wrapping up a storyline in Lich King, which is something that we started 6 years ago. It's a fantastic, interesting thing because everybody's wondered what has happened to Arthas? What has happened with the Scourge? What are they planning? We hinted at something that was going on with our Scourge invasion that we did a few weeks ago. Zombies suddenly flooded the world and you were infected. But you saw that the players and the healers actually were able to cleanse this plague from it. But that's Arthas, and Arthas is trying to exert his control upon the world again. So he's awoken from his frozen throne. He is awake and powerful, and he is trying to destroy all life on Azeroth. And that is your challenge as a player, is to go in, become powerful, and take on this guy.
Wrath of the Lich King est une extension assez différente de la précédente, The Burning Crusade. L'ambiance est plus sombre et beaucoup d'éléments du gameplay ont été repensés. De la même manière, les quêtes présentes dans cette extension ont été travaillées pour dépasser les pensifs du genre.
We have worked very hard on the quest system and we've tried to add a lot of new dynamics to it. Questing has always been a big part of World of Warcraft. In Wrath of the Lich King, we wanted to take it that much further. One of the things that we've added into the game is vehicles. And vehicles are used for all sorts of purposes, one of which is in PvP, we have a whole besiegement thing where siege weapons will be able to destroy a Titan stronghold. Well, in the quest system, we have all these fantastic vehicles, and we said, let's use them to our advantage. Let's do some amazingly interesting things with vehicles. So you're going to be able to drive vehicles through and do things like a vehicle is a dragon. You're going to fly through and fire breathe on a whole town and destroy it. You're going to be able to get into, as a quest, you're going to be able to get into a ship, get in a cannon and bombard a shore.
Le moteur de jeu un peu vieillot aujourd'hui s'est vu redonner un coup de jeune avec l'ajout de plusieurs fonctionnalités.
We did. We added some functionality to the engine. We added dynamic shadows. We did that for a couple of reasons. One, we thought they looked beautiful. If your system can handle a dynamic shadowing rendering, I recommend you turn it on. It looks fantastic. We also wanted to acknowledge that we built WoW 4 years ago for a certain set of hardware that could operate. There's a lot of fantastic new hardware out there, and we wanted to at least in part support that kind of ability. Now, none of that's necessary to play Wrath of the Lich King. The game is still the game. Gameplay hasn't changed at all. But if you have that very special machine, you're able to turn on a few extra things and see a little bit more flash.
Les joueurs fans de PvP pourront ainsi découvrir une nouvelle zone qui leur est entièrement dédiée.
Wintergrasp is an old Titan stronghold. So you get to see the Titan architecture from the very, very beginning of Azeroth. The Titans were a very powerful race that has since disappeared from the world. Wintergrasp, and the dynamic that we have there is siege engines go about, and one faction will be playing to hold off the besiegers. The other side will be in siege weaponry trying to blow up the place. So you're able to drive a vehicle up and launch ballista into the buildings and destroy them. It's a great pitched battle that goes back and forth. The side that controls Wintergrasp, if they've destroyed it or they've held it off, gets a zone-wide buff. That is for the entire continent. That faction gets a buff. So it's very important, actually. Helps out in the entire world in this huge PvP pitched area. It's fantastic. Great stuff.
Aujourd'hui, la société Blizzard a fortement grandi grâce au succès de World of Warcraft. Et le développement continuel du jeu est un challenge qui demande beaucoup de ressources.
Blizzard generally doesn't like to release a whole lot of things. We do have 11 million subscribers worldwide. They're spread across all regions, from Europe to North America to Asia. We're very fortunate to be so popular in all of them. We have 125 people working on our game. These are designers, artists, programmers, producers, all trying to make a great game for you. We work long hours to do this kind of thing. We have data centers across the world, as I just said, in all those regions. We're very, very dedicated to doing that. The development team is just one aspect of it. We have community managers and community representatives that answer the forums. We have all those GMs that you talk to in-game. We have our network support in each of those data centers connecting up and doing that. We have a live operations team that's directly tied into our development team, 24/7. These are the programmers that make sure the servers are up and running or fixes them when they aren't. Lots of folks involved. I mean, thousands of people involved at Blizzard to bring this game to everyone here.
Mais le succès de World of Warcraft, justement, a-t-il changé le Blizzard des temps anciens?
Well, we moved to a bigger building. It changed us, absolutely. As far as things like, absolutely, we now have a campus. We have 3 buildings where we house all the different development teams. Our headquarters is there, our sound department is there, our cinematics is there, support, quality assurance. We have a cafeteria. It's all these things that help grow the company. We've always tried to be very strong in supporting our games. We've always tried to patch them and break exploits that are being used, fix player imbalances, character imbalances, what have you. World of Warcraft really reinforced all that as well. That support was critical for the game. We knew that coming in. We didn't know to what extent that would be, and in turn that has been a huge part of it. We have hundreds and hundreds of game masters in Europe and in America and in Korea that are there to help. We didn't know how to manage those people. We never had done that before. That was quite a learning curve. And we certainly had stumbles as we did that, and I think we're much better now. Yeah, plenty of things like that where just the size, the dimensionality of World of Warcraft made it such that decisions that I helped make affect 11 million players, and I really need to think them through to make sure that I think it's the best thing for the game. And all developers are in that perspective.
Blizzard, en tout cas, n'oublie pas les joueurs français, comme l'a attesté l'organisation en France à Paris du dernier Worldwide Invitational au début de l'été.
So first thing is that on YouTube, immediately the films went up on the release of Diablo 3, and the reaction to that was fantastic. What I loved was the young French man who was filming it and cheering and screaming as he was filming it. So you really couldn't hear too much other than how happy he was. That was a fantastic reception that we got on Diablo 3, and I'm very pleased. It's one of the franchises that I think is fantastic. I love the game, truly love it. And WWI, I think, was very successful, as was our last BlizzCon. We think we showed a lot of fun stuff for our fans, and we were so pleased with the turnout. we hope to do lots more of those. So yeah, fantastic stuff.
But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.